Steve Allbright, welcome. Welcome to the free live call. Ultimate, yeah, craziness. Ultimate craziness, okay? Round two, where you guys can get on. So first thing, before we get very far, if you would in the chat, if you can see and if you can hear, please just say yes in the chat, because I have everybody muted right now. Sounds good, looks good. All right, good. So then it looks like it's going through. Yay, that's a major plus for the last one, huh? I felt like I was talking to myself on the last one. So here we are. We're all about avoiding any future health problems and reversing any aging problems before they ever happen, okay? So if you have any sort of pain or age-related things, then this is a good call for you. This is really difficult, going back and forth between the two. So if it looks like I'm crazy, I probably am. All right, tonight we're going to put immediate results into action on your issues. Remember to raise your hand so that you can be unmuted to get onto the call when we get to that point in a little bit. All right, it's in the chat section. So just open up chat, and then in the chat there's three buttons, three little dots. Click on there, and there's a button in there that says raise hand. Okay. Good. All right. So if you're on Facebook, make sure you like the page just to make sure that you can see the next time that we're going live. And if you happen to be watching this afterwards, you will still get benefit out of this call with anything that happens to resonate with you, with other people. So love it, like it, comment, let everybody know what's possible and what happened. There's people on here I see that have been through numerous ones of mine, so make sure you put lots of comments in the Facebook video as well. All right. So take a deep breath in and just sort of scan your body for any sort of physical pain. Okay. Back pain, maybe shoulder pain, perhaps digestive, maybe you have low energy, age-related, memory loss, knees, foot, whatever it is, okay? And then if you have any of those, make sure that you get your hand raised so that we can get it taken care of. Since, well, for those people that are on the web portion of the call, there's a few that are on the phone area too. So question for you, what is your work like or relationship like? Okay, what is your daily routine like? Are your relationships causing you to age? Is work causing you to age? Is my dog causing you to age? There's a ton of factors that go into this, all right? Biggest killers, okay, in the world, of course, is stroke, but cancer is right up there too. And I've spent like a lifetime with mentors and teaching people how to get out of pain and stress all over the globe. So it's just how to resolve life's problems, you know, with massive results. And for people just like you, most of them have been through private consultations or events, audiences, small businesses, Fortune 500 athletes, movie stars, yeah, you know, people just like you. So get ready. Pain that you feel is never the pain. It is never going to be what the pain is. And what you think is a major health issue Rarely is. It's most often not. So more times than not, it's repressed emotions and cumulative thoughts from the mind stored in the body somewhere, which then manifests into physical illness conditions. So you cannot solve a problem from the same level of consciousness that you created it. But everyone tries to. Everyone tries to use the conscious mind and logic to find the problem, the basis for every self-help book, every webinar, every 40-hour webinar, okay? The problem that you have with that is that the conscious mind, your rational lying mind, basically blindsides you, okay? So the problem is never what you think it is, all right? How, if you consciously knew what the problem was, you wouldn't have it in the first place. So you misinterpret what's going on in your health. And sure, you regularly exercise, you drink that expensive pH water, okay? Maybe you don't smoke, you eat a couple of vegetables, you read the gym billboard sign every day on the way to work. All good, but that stuff is all general. And the reason that you're not getting results is because it's general and may not specifically be for you. So yes, you reduce the risk of, you reduce some of the risk of dying by doing those things, but you haven't stopped the actual disease process. You haven't deleted the real reasons, causes, and sources that prevent or reverse your pain or stress. So everyone is unique, only not so much, yet no one has the same reason, causes, and sources for any problem, which is why you have not received regular results. So you don't want to wait for the crash. You don't want to wait for the emergency. You know, what you need is generally not the standard, ordinary run-of-the-mill diet and exercise, but a method that stops these conditions before they ever manifest, okay? The other night, if you were on, I told the story of my leg, which I'll go through real quick. Way back when, I got run over by a truck, a Mack truck on a motorcycle. And I figure I won because I'm still here. But they originally wanted to cut off my leg. And we argued back and forth with the doctors because that was my leg. But they wanted to cut it off. They told me that it was not going to be useful, that I wouldn't have any feeling, that it would just be a clunk, and I'd be better off getting it cut off and having a prosthesis. But somehow I knew that, you know, it was going to work again. I had no idea how, and kept it, and, you know, it was a long time in the cast, and then it finally did start getting some feeling, and then I went and took a job selling magazines door to door across country. And my plan was I would continue to do that until I could walk without a limp. So that took about a year and a half, and then I quit going door to door. All right. So you just, you know, what's a lesson here? You don't want to wait until that is going to happen to you with some other situation. So the key is strengthening your weaknesses to get it done before it ever happens. So how do you do it? What's the solution? You delete the mind. Okay. What is the goal of meditation? To be of no mind. And when you're in no mind, okay, you want to activate your physical intelligence to 100% of the time. So you can identify with your insight and the real reasons, causes, and sources of your pain and stress, and delete them out so they no longer affect you. Okay? So that's enough of the story and going on, but it's a good example and a good reason for you to take care of things ahead of time, because I get a ton of emergency calls from people all of the time where they're at the end of their rope. They have no positive prognosis from the doctor. Cancer, fibromyalgia, they have fear, high blood sugar, optical problems, neurological Lyme's disease, sexual issues, tumors, scary stuff. Okay, and then they are freaking out, and then they go on the internet, which just has them freaking out even more. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, you want to work on the physical functions quickly. You want to rejuvenate and regenerate. Okay. And if any of these problems resonate with you, with callers that are on, then you'll also be able to benefit from all the strengthening and deletion that goes on. Okay. It's not a thing that's limited to one-on-one, which is why I have a lot of regulars that continue to call in or in a lot of the groups. All right. But because of the benefits and the energy that they receive every time. So deletion is not magical, although I get called a magician many times. It's just simply a switch in your system. You are a very sophisticated computer, and deletion consists of 8 components. All right, elimination, set free, make independent, release, protect, forgive and forget, and unconditional love. So let's begin by deleting everyone's mind and connecting with everyone's higher knowing, your physical intelligence. All right, and then strengthen everyone to being very open and receptive. Okay. Delete all criticism and judging and comparing yourself. All right, 3 things that will absolutely sabotage you every time. So we want to delete those down to 0. All right. And then we'll move over and take somebody on here live. Whoever has a hand up. There's all kinds of things written in here. Okay. Well, ironically, I don't see any hands up. Sherry, do you want to come on here? This is long, and this print is very small.
Sure.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. So, what's going on with Sherry?
Well, I just had a couple of questions. So, quite a while ago, and I'm aware of where I hold all that trauma in my body, which results in a lot of pain for me. And I haven't been able to alleviate or eliminate those pains as of yet. And I've been working on this for over a year now. And I also, unfortunately, had a serious event occur back in August. Basically, I was assaulted very badly and strangled. So I have injuries that are still remain as a result of that assault. And like an undiagnosed concussion, which led to concussion syndrome, and things like this. So I'm just wondering, is this something that will help to alleviate these issues?
Sure, well, are you in pain now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are you in pain at?
Neck, well, my head, neck, and shoulders. So from about the chest up, I deal with a lot of pain.
From the chest up, you deal with a lot of pain.
Yes.
Okay, and where do you think that pain came from?
Well, the numerous sources, the shoulders, and so, well, it's kind of a mix of both. So the PTSD, I carry trauma in my shoulders and my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And from the assault, I've had problems with my head and headaches, with my neck, and my right shoulder, because I still have tears in my shoulders that aren't healing from the assaults. So it's kind of a combination.
And you have what that's not healing?
Tears in my rotator cuffs in my shoulders.
Okay.
They're partially torn, and they have been for going on 6 months now.
So the pain you have right now in the shoulders, like on a scale of 1
Mm-hmm.
to 10, where does that?
It's probably about a 5 or a 6, maybe tops today.
5 or a 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first thing you want to do is we're going to delete out your mind. And this one's not a big teaching call, okay? So basically, I just start processing things from you, okay, in order to get them to change. You're going to delete out the mind, because the mind was the part which will always ask you questions and constantly gets in the way. All right. And then increase and strengthen your physical intelligence, which is the part that runs all of the rest of your body parts and controls everything in connection with higher intelligence. So we want to strengthen that. And we also want to strengthen the area in the rotator cuff. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going to strengthen that to be able to rebuild. But first, we want to make sure that your lymph system is working really well, which it's not. Okay, you have different blockages in your lymph system. Okay.
Okay.
And the issues with your shoulder are actually not so much from your shoulder, but down from like the lower gut region. Okay. But we'll get to that in a minute. But first,
Okay.
we're going to strengthen the lymph system, which is what removes all of the waste out of your system. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the nodes as well, and increase that to 100% plus infinite potential. And the faster that you can get rid of the waste out of the body, okay, through all of the exit portals, and you have many of them under the arms, under the chin, in between the fingers and the toes, all right, in the bottom of the feet, everything, the two majors that you do know of, all right, then that area can start to rebuild faster. So we move all the waste out, all right, and then we strengthen the area around the cuff and the tissue in that area. Strengthen that, and we strengthen the molecules, strengthen the atoms, and then we strengthen the quantum particles to 100%, so that they're fully charged with energy. Because oftentimes the quantum particles, a smaller space, will collect things that are not going through the lymph system correctly. And you don't want anything to get covered over and then suddenly start creating an additional problem. So by energizing, it'll crush out anything that's in there that could be the beginnings of a tumor or another problem. Crush those out, which those will just go into the lymph system and get out of the body. And you want to strengthen your physical intelligence to your heart, and your heart to your physical intelligence, and your CNS down to actually below your gut. It's actually the large intestine. So you want to strengthen it to the CNS, your central nervous system, to the large intestine, and the large intestine back to the CNS and the physical intelligence. Strengthen all those to 100% plus infinite potential. So when you think about the shoulder, is it different, or is it the same now?
Right now,
Mhm.
well, I find the left one isn't, it isn't the same as it was before. And just like a few minutes ago, the left has had, feels like it's had some alleviation of that. However, the right one has too, but not to the same degree.
Okay, well, different is good. Different means you're headed in the right direction. Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
when you close your eyes, okay, what I want to do is I want to even out the shoulders, the energy in both of them to be the same, and bring those down to neutral. Okay, but when you close your eyes and you look at your shoulders, okay, where are they in relationship to your midline? Are they even, or is one farther out?
No, the right one it seems to be held higher when
Okay.
yeah, it's higher, and it's like there's calcification or something on the bone, on the top, that bone. It's like it's hard and it hurts.
So you've got pain inside of the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that a different pain from the shoulder?
Actually, it's right now. That's kind of. It's not really hurting me right now. Suddenly, it's just boom.
Oh, well,
It doesn't hurt.
you process things in a hurry around here, don't we? And it wasn't actually in the shoulder, okay, in the right shoulder, okay? It's actually below the left knee because you hold things in different places. And you hold things from there which go back to when you were younger. But there were things
Yes.
that were there between when you were younger, somewhere between, like 5, 6, that had to do along with your parents as well, or one of them more than the other. Sound familiar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Very much
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay. And those left you with kind of
I'm sorry.
strange feelings back at that
Yes.
time. You kind of had to what's the word I want? Dance around a lot.
Oh, yes.
In order to I don't want to say approval,
Yes.
but it was
But
approval,
it is.
but it was the approval to get to not have the negative side of it.
Yes.
Anyway, so you want to take and delete all those memories from that period, all right, that are stored in the knee,
Okay.
okay? And delete all those down to 0 minus infinity. All right, when you take them down to 0, all right, they're gone. When you take them down to minus infinity, that shit ain't never coming back. And when I delete some, it ain't never coming back, okay?
Okay.
And then we want to take any memories that are related to that particular situation, okay? Anything that is anything less than positive, and completely delete out all of those. Delete out the emotions and the negatively held emotions down to 0 minus infinity. Okay. And we're going to release the karma from your parents at that point.
Okay.
Because you can't release karma from you unless you've released karma from the other side.
Right.
And it doesn't matter whether it was karma that you created or karma that was incidental or karma that somebody else did. Okay, you just need to clear the shit up. So we just release the karma, which then can release your karma and take all the karmas down to 0. take them down, delete them out to 0 minus infinity, and then completely strengthen you to that situation to 100% plus infinite potential. And then when you think of the bone in your shoulder, different or same?
Different.
Different.
It's level now, and I don't have the pain
Don't
that I
have
was
the pain.
experiencing. No, 5 minutes ago that I had. I don't have it now.
Excellent. And that's what it's all about. I mean, it's a very simple process. Anybody can do this when they learn how to do it. Okay, it's just a matter of being in touch with your physical intelligence, which controls everything else inside of you. And you can strengthen yourself to physical issues. You can completely remove out things. And I mean, how long have you been carrying these things around?
Oh boy, probably since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Okay,
Like
and you're
the pain
21,
and the
21 now, right?
yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, it's about 45 years.
Okay. Realistically, nobody needs to do that. Okay, you can just delete it out that quick. So, anything you'd like to say to everybody else that's on here?
Well, I just want to say that was really fantastic. That was like immediate results. And I've had immediate results working with you prior. So I just wanted to mention this to you, Steve. I know last time I had seen you and we had done work together. I went home and I was able to come off a number of medications. Well, I've come off even more since then. So I'm only on 2 medications now. And I was on, I don't know, what, 7 or 8 or something. And I'm left with 2 now. So that is huge, huge improvement. And well, I mean, it's fantastic. I can't even tell you how much that it has changed for my life for me. And I'm continuing, it seems that I'm continuing, it keeps happening. They keep taking them away. And that's fantastic because that's what I've wanted for so long. So thank you for that.
Yes, and shoot me an email in a couple of days and let me know how all of it is feeling. But jump on the lab or jump into the the monthly group,
Okay.
the members group, because these are like one-off things, and everybody always has lots of issues. Okay, it's not something you do once.
Okay.
It's like taking the garbage out of the house. You have to do it all the time, but they're always for different things, and you'll have now that first layer of that onion is pulled back, okay, that's gone, but something else is going to come to light. But so keep like jumping on the free calls or get into the monthly membership, because then what you get to do is you send it to me, the problems directly, every month, and then you get to do the follow-up with what's happening. And not only am I working with you on the call, but I'm working with you all the time. So
thank you.
these things
And
that
I will do that.
Everybody, all of the issues, and you keep sending in what is changing, and we keep strengthening you all along. And then I'll get into more of it later. But yeah, excellent. Thanks for being on.
Thank you very much. That was fantastic. I don't have any tension or anything right now. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Awesome. So you guys see just how fast that is. Let me look over here. Everyone likes to send notes. Mr. V. Oh, well, yeah, Mr. V.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Cool.
Good to have you on, sir. What's going on, buddy?
I was wondering if you could work on an internal issue, my lipids. I don't know if anybody knows what they are, but I'm not going to go into describing it because we don't need to do that here.
What's a lipid? See, you shouldn't have said
It's,
that. What's a lipid?
lipids are part of the blood system.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
they're supposed to be in a certain range. And when they're too far out of that range, it's not a good thing.
And is this causing you pain in some areas, some sort of physical pain?
It's not causing pain, concern maybe, but not pain.
Mm-hmm.
It's a situation that needs to be reversed. I need to bring them back up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So since we worked on my diabetes and that's improved tremendously, I figured let's work on this.
Well, yay. What will doctors do now?
No, let's get rid of all of them.
Okay. Well, you know, what we want to do is we want to immediately strengthen, of course, your physical intelligence, okay, and make a strong connection between that and your CNS, your central nervous system, okay.
Okay.
And we want to strengthen. We want to strengthen the blood. We want to strengthen everything in the entire blood system. Okay.
Okay.
And as I'm going through that, I don't really see an issue with the blood. So, I mean, yeah, there's numerous other issues and numerous other blockages that you have. So you just kind of want to delete those down to zero and increase the blood and increase the hemoglobin to 100%, increase the production, okay, and then increase the system's ability to remove the toxins from the blood, okay, in an expedient manner, and strengthen that to 100% plus infinite potential.
Or is it on?
Everybody should be doing that. So I was thinking, yeah, and then strengthen yourself in the gastric area, in your stomach, to 100% too, which is also a piece of it. But when do you go back to the doctor again?
It won't be for 3 months.
For 3 months? Okay. But that's the only way
It's
you're
the
going to know.
result of the blood
That's the
test.
only way you're really going to know of a change is to go back and be tested with it. I mean, you'll know from your physical intelligence because you'll feel a difference. Okay.
Well, that's the whole problem with it, is you don't feel the difference. It has to do with the blood clotting system in your body.
Yeah, but you'll feel a difference in that the concern will start to
Diminish.
as it repairs itself, the concern will start to go away. Okay.
Well, I didn't have a concern until I saw the numbers today.
Yeah, and you know, I don't see whether it's a big, or maybe an issue, but not as big as it's made out to be right now. I would go and have them redone, personally, and see what the difference is, because you know as well as I know that numbers change real quick around
Oh, yeah.
here. Your diabetes numbers changed, you know, immensely. But yeah, definitely do that. But let me know when you have the next set of numbers. But I would definitely go and look and have them redone if it were me.
Okay. So I probably will have it redone with a hematologist.
Okay.
It's a blood doctor.
Good. All right. We'll find out what the numbers are because it may not be as off as it was perceived. And now that you've been gone through this and strengthening the blood, okay, and the issues inside of it, it may not be much of a problem at all. But yeah, keep in touch with me and email me and let me know exactly what it is. Holler at me, give me a call.
It's me.
Okay, Steve, I'll do that.
Excellent. Ba ba ba. So I was trying to unmute Maria. Did you want to get on, Maria?
Go on.
You're like echoing, Maria.
That's because she's across from me on her computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I have this lock on my vocal cords or throat that I feel I can't freely speak and say my mind to other people. I have trouble putting my point across to saying what I think and what I feel, and I'd rather say nothing. I want to be able to talk to everybody and say everything I want to say without any restrictions upon myself.
Okay, I understand. Is there any kind of physical pain that's involved with it?
No, nothing
No.
at all. I can use it for work purposes, to interpret, to translate, but that's it.
Okay.
I can't communicate freely with my fellow human beings.
Okay. So what you want to do is we're going to delete out your mind so that your mind is not interfering, because your mind is like, an old, I call it the old nagging wife. It just has questions and questions and questions, but it never has any answers. So we want to delete that out and strengthen your physical intelligence, okay, and your CNS, your central nervous system. All right. And strengthen that to your throat and your vocal cords. But the issue is doesn't show itself in your throat and the vocal cords. It goes back to days gone by.
Yes.
It goes back to when you were young, and issues that went on in the house with the mother and father, but it also feels more like it was the grandparents or a grandparent. Sound familiar?
More of a stepmother.
That what?
A stepmother rather than grandparents.
Stepmother. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And You were about how old then?
Like about 7 or 8.
7 or 8 years old? And
Yes.
it was kind of like a strict situation?
Yes, it's more like a situation where don't say, don't speak to anybody, don't say anything.
Okay. All right, and see, it's the brain processes traumas in the same way, and it doesn't matter whether you're in a war zone getting shot at, or whether you're a baby that no one's paying attention to at a party at 2 years old. Okay, to the brain, it's exactly the same. Trauma is trauma. Okay, and at some point back there at that point, there was a trauma in there. So we want to delete out the trauma back from that area. And we want to delete out the negative experiences from the childhood resolving around the stepmother. Okay.
Okay.
And delete those down to 0 minus infinity. Okay. And we want to strengthen you to being balanced, centered, and stabilized. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And we're also going to send strength from your CNS to your throat, to your vocal cords, and back to the brain. Okay, to start reacquainting those so that they continue to strengthen. When you think about your voice right now, is it same or different?
Different.
Different? Well, different's good, because anytime something's different means you're making positive change. Okay? And for
Okay.
numerous years, okay, it's just a matter of getting out of all the judging and the comparison to others, okay? That just completely tears you down. It takes away your voice, okay? It takes away your certainty. And without certainty, you have no possible way to build yourself with self-esteem. So I want to increase and strengthen your certainty to 100% plus infinite potential. Okay. And I want you to realize that that voice is something you use every day. Okay. Use it with as a translator, you say. The part which was held back was the personal side. But the personal side is not being held back anymore because you're releasing that. Okay, so the same thing that we did with Sherry earlier, okay, is there were some karmas that were involved between you and the stepmother, and probably some other family members back at that time, because there's always seems to be some. So we're going to release all of the karmas, okay, and delete those down to 0, so that you can be released of any karmas that are hanging over you. And delete all those down to 0 minus infinity. And strengthen your entire system. Strengthen your lymphatic system to 100%. Strengthen the CNS to your heart. And your heart back to the CNS, strengthens the lymphatic system to be able to get all of the junk out of your system, a lot of it which you hold lower in your legs. So you want that to immediately exit right through your feet and out into the earth, and get rid of that.
Okay.
Okay. And then just say that I love to talk to people.
Yes,
I just forwarded you the link.
The what?
yes, me as well.
No, actually say it. Say, I love to talk to people.
I love to talk to people.
I love to talk to new people.
I love to talk to new people.
Okay, so we're going to strengthen that to 100% potential because that wasn't just fully robust. Okay. And you know, the three components of stuff that we deleted, you know, one is you have to love yourself. Okay. And then you're deleting away things that just no longer serve you. So you don't need those. But most importantly, in loving yourself, okay, is that you need to have the ability to let others love you unconditionally. Okay. And then at that point, all of a sudden your voice comes back. So if your voice was to come back today, right now, what would it sound like?
Like this, happiness and
Like happiness.
freedom to say whatever is on my mind.
Okay, well, you have that freedom. So what would you like to say?
Thank you, Steve, for helping me.
Well, you're most, excuse me, you're most welcome. Yes, by all means. And as well, you know, be on the other live calls and in the group because, you know, it will constantly just go through and strengthen all areas of your body, which can be through relationships, through finance, okay, all sorts of changes that go on, all right, because you just started a new part of life, so it's all good. And then, you know, next week or so, send me an email and let me know how you're doing with it and who you're talking to and what you're talking to them about and how much different it is.
Okay,
All right?
I'll do that.
Okay. I look forward to it.
Me too.
So things just happen really, really quickly. Okay, as you can all see, things can change in with just immediate results. Okay, it does not take very long. Maria, they had a little echo that kept coming back on me. I don't know if everybody else heard it. Okay, but yeah, and so that was good. Thank you for all coming on. You can see how quickly you make change. I want to make you strongly in charge to make life easier for you. And the only thing stopping you is your mind. The mind is powerful. The mind will sabotage you every time. Okay. So I'm here to help lead you and delete your mind on a regular basis and to increase physical intelligence and activate your insight and apply those insights to deleting your blocks. And for those of you joining my programs, you know, don't make the decision using your mind to join the upcoming programs or the monthly memberships. There's a bunch of people on here that that are already in the memberships and still join all of the free calls as well, which is really cool. But if you like the live session and you want more strengthening, that's why I developed a Strengthening Abundance and Deletion monthly membership to stay happy, healthy, and wealthy on a consistent basis. So there's no accidents in the universe. Something brought you guys here tonight. Fact is, everybody listening resonates with the same vibration, okay? And when the universal intelligence and higher vibrations speak, listen, because what they reveal could take you to entirely new heights in life. So anyway, I want to invite you to my private group and the next monthly call and connect with me personally. I know you want your life changing for the better, which is why you're listening. So next monthly call is coming up really soon. I think it's in a couple of days, actually. Although I don't have it in front of me. So submit your problems to me in the membership area, similar to what you did with this one. And how it works is simple. Every month they go live with the strengthening and deletion and with the members. And the goal is to keep you strong and neutral. Your mind out of the way, your physical intelligence connected, so you have the answers to every area of your life. You saw how fast it was deleted tonight. And I don't want you to call me, when it's in a total panic mode, when it's in an emergency. You can, I get rid of the pain. But what I really want is, what I'd really like to see is you guys to be proactive, to take action now so that things just don't happen to you. Even going back to what my story was. You want to prevent it beforehand, okay? And you'd be amazed how many things you can prevent along the way. Don't wait until something serious happens to you, okay? Kind of the situation that Vince has going on. He first found out, he's being proactive, he's taking advantage of it. He'll go get tested, he'll send me an email, and, we'll pass on the good news. So if you're proactive, that's why I developed a membership, to continually strengthen yourself, okay? The links will, I will add them in here. Or actually, you guys will get an email with the links so you can check everything out, okay? You guys have been absolutely fantastic, all right? Stay in touch. I'll see you guys on the next call. Like I said, if you're on Facebook, make sure you like the page, either the Immediate Results Maximizer page or my personal page, just so you know that when they're going on live. This one didn't, only because it was like the follow-up to the one that got screwed up the other night when nobody could get on. But normally I have them on live as well. The only difference with Facebook is you can listen to it, but you can't interact. You have to be on this end of it. All right? Stay strong, and I will see you guys soon. I'm going to open these up. Anybody wants to yell, say hello.